Manjali 73. Govardhanadri nikate mukutena narma lila vidagda sirasam madhusudanena dana chalena bhavatim avarudhyamanam drakshyami kim brukuti darpita nitrayugmam. Okay, so now he's praying, when will I see you? This is a very sweet verse now. It's a very fun verse. This is Hasyaras. So I will see you, and your eyebrows are knitted, like you're in a very angry pose. Your eyes are burning with like man, and also some abhiman, some pride. And Madhusudan, the great cheater in Braj, who is the crown jewel of expert jokers or jesters. Like of all kinds of jokers and tricksters, Krishna is the king. So Krishna, the king of jokers, he has stopped the gopis and he is demanding tax. So in this verse 73, he is speaking about the Leela of Dan Gati. So Gurudev tells this story very sweetly. A little bit different from how we normally hear it. He says that one day Baguri Rishi and other rishis were performing a big fire sacrifice at Govindakund. Many different yagyas together. And they made some announcement that if anyone will bring ghee to perform the yagya, because for yagya you need ghee, if anyone will donate ghee and things like that, then whatever desire you have will be fulfilled. Any ambition you have will be fulfilled. So the gopis heard about this, and very eagerly they talked together. Okay, let's prepare for the yagya. Because the yagya was coming. They made an announcement that in some days will be the yagya. So all the gopis collected ghee from their different houses. And Gurudev mentions that they're very expert. They can stack 1, 2, 3 clay pots here, and then one on their waist. And they can run also at the same time. And they're very strong because each ghee is heavy also. 1 pot, 2 pots, 3 pots. Then they make one silk red thing on top of their head for the pot to sit on. So it can't roll. Because the head, it's shaped like to make it so it doesn't roll, they make like a turban, but it's round. Like we have for Mridanga, but smaller. Nah? And then they put 1, 2, 3 pots in that. So all the gopis had 2, 3 pots of ghee and also one in their arms. And Gurudev said they're so expert that they can run while holding all this and nothing will spill. So all the gopis, they were preparing like that. And they were talking amongst themselves, what do you want? What will you ask for? Because they said, whatever you want, whatever ambition you have will be fulfilled. So they're thinking, what should we ask for? And they all decided that we should only want one thing. That let Krishna come to us and let us do his seva. They only have desire for Krishna seva. The gopis' only desire is Krishna seva vasana. This is bhakti. Bhakti means Krishna seva vasana. And this is also prem. Atmendriya pritivancha thare boli kam, Krishnendriya prityacha dari prem nam. Kam is just desire to please oneself through material senses. And desire to please Krishna, Krishna seva vasana, to satisfy Krishna, that is prem, that is bhakti. So the gopis' only desire is Krishna seva vasana, let us serve Krishna. But for that, we have to catch Krishna. So many people want to serve Krishna, millions of bhaktas are serving Krishna, but how will I get a chance to directly serve Krishna? So therefore they had this ambition. They were asking, Radhika, what is your ambition? She says, I have a very high ambition. And if the rishis are pleased, then I'll be able to achieve the fruit of this ambition. So they were all ready, and they were all taking these pots and going to the sacrificial place where they would offer it. So in the meantime, this pastime also has the parrots involved. We heard how the parrots are messengers. So Krishna has parrots who are Krishna Paksha on his side. Radhika has ones who are on her side. So the Krishna Paksha parrots, they went and informed Krishna. Now all the gopis are coming, line by line, carrying many pots of ghee, also some yogurt, milk, butter. So we should go and do something. So Krishna knew where they're going. He heard about this also, this news. He has many spies, many messengers. So he thought they have to go through this one passageway that's very narrow. So he said, let's perform some chalena, some kind of trick, some game. So Krishna called all his friends and he said, let's go stop the gopis and we'll make Gati. Gati means tax station. Like when we go on the roads, toll station. From Delhi to Vrindavan, or there's toll stations where you have to give money. Otherwise you cannot pass. If you try to pass and not pay the toll, they'll call the police. So Krishna said, I am the monarch of Braj, I am the king, I am like the prince, and I will take tax from the gopis. So he called all the boys and he said, let's make the passage even more small. Before, 6, 7 people could go. But all the sakas together, they piled up many rocks, like the monkeys piling up rocks in Ram Leela for the bridge. In Ram Leela, when the monkeys brought rocks, in the same way, the Sakas brought many rocks and made it so that the passageway was very narrow. Only one gopi could go at a time. Before, 10, 11, it's a bit more wide. But they made it very narrow. And then they were standing there with sticks, and they dressed up like government officers, But it's also funny because they're little boys, So it's obviously like a joke, Little boys dressed up as like, officers of the royal government. So as the gopis came, they saw now Krishna is standing there with his stick, the leader of the gang, the leader of the dacoits, pretending to be in charge, And he said, "Stop! Who do you think you are?" And Radhika was in front, so he said, "Who are you?" Radhika said, "Who am I?" It says, like Krishna saying, "Who are you? Declare yourself." Like when you go to checkpoint, customs, coming into one country. Who are you? Show your identification papers, So Radhika was very angry, immediately very angry. Like, we are playing together from childhood. You don't know who I am. You don't know who I am. I am Vrishabhanu Rajkumari. I am a princess. Vrishabhanu Maharaj is my father. Then Krishna said, "Okay, your whole party has to give tax. According to your wealth status, you have to give that much tax. You're very wealthy, a lot of ghee, a lot of cows. You have to give that much tax." So immediately Radhika, this verse is saying Radhika's eyebrows like this. And eyes were showing some kind of pride. Like, who are you to demand in tax from me? Especially if Krishna, she always has this mood of Vamyabhav. If Chandravali was there, maybe Chandravali would give something easily. She is more humble, more submissive. But Radhika is like, Krishna should give me tax. She said, "You should give us tax. Why are you asking tax from me?" But Krishna said, "Don't you know I am in charge of Braj?" So they said, "Why are you in charge? What is your deed? Where is your property rights of Braj?" Krishna said, "You don't know. My father, Nanda Baba, Nanda Maharaj, he is the king of Braj." They said, "This is not true. You don't know anything. We don't accept your authority." Then he said, "Oh, we know this Brindavan is Brinda Devi's. And Brinda Devi is my wife." We've heard this story, right? Brinda Devi is my wife. And whatever the wife has, this is the husband's property. Krishna tried to pull this kind of thing. And the gopis, again, they wouldn't accept. Okay, called Brinda Devi. So Brinda Devi came. They said, "Oh, is this black boy your husband?" And Brinda Devi immediately began to laugh, and like very deeply, because it was, she's thinking, how ridiculous, She said, "Who would, of all the millions of girls in Braj and all their parents, none of them ever in thought, in their dream even, that they will marry their girl to Krishna. That no gopi has any desire to marry Krishna. And what to speak of that, all the parents know Krishna is very black, very naughty, not good-natured. So no gopi would ever marry him. This is just like Krishna's imagination, dream, because nobody likes him. And so when he's sleeping at night, he thinks, oh, she is my wife, she is my wife, she is my wife. He's very lusty. So when he's dreaming at night, she is my wife, she is my wife, she is my wife, you're all my wives. But this is just your speculation. Like I would say, you are my wife, you are my wife, then we'll beat you with shoes. What is your right to say like this? So Vrindadevi was very strong like that. So then Krishna became a little angry, like, oh, you're abusing me. So Krishna said, I don't care anything you say, you have to give tax. But they were opposite. They said, no, we won't give tax. So Krishna said, okay, there are many of us Sakas here and you can't get by. So I'll make a bargain with you. You can give tax later. But you have to deposit one gopi with us. You have to give one gopi as like collateral. Like at a bank or something, you have to give mortgage. You give mortgage of one gopi. Or give deposit of one gopi. And then you can all go by and later you can give me your tax. So he said, leave Radhika with us. She will be your deposit. And then you can all go by. But Radhika will be with us. Radhika will be with me. Until you give the tax. So then this changed the mood. And Lalita Vishaka all started to clap and say, yes, good idea. And they said, yes, you can have Radharani. And so Radhika became more angry. That's why she's saying her eyebrows are like, you can tell, someone's eyebrows are together and very angry. And red eyes now. And the more she became angry, the more the Sakhis were laughing. And the Manjaris is not saying the Manjaris are laughing. But Lalita, Vishaka, they're thinking, oh, it's very funny. But Krishna is saying, okay, you can give Radharani. And they know, Radhika had this desire. I want to be with Krishna. I want to serve Krishna. But she doesn't want to be, like dependent or controlled. Krishna should be controlled by her. So now, Radhika, they were saying, Krishna said, okay, you can keep Radhika. And Radhika was very angry. He said, you take Lalita, you take Vishaka. I don't need, you can have them. But I'm not going to you. I will never in my million lifetimes, never even in your dream. So then Krishna directly came forward and took from Radhika's pot. Because he's saying, okay, she's fighting like this. So then Krishna himself came forward and put his hand in Radhika's pot, took a bunch of ghee and butter and began eating. And so Radhika now more angry. And she began to abuse him. You black person. You have defiled my offering. Now, because of your bad nature, you've taken this, now it's all remnants. Right? If you're offering something to the devas, if you eat it first, then how can you offer it as bhoga? You cannot make it. If you're making something for Thakurji, and before you go and start eating everything, then you cannot offer it. So Radhika is very angry. You're a low-class person. You're eating this food for the gods before it's offered, and everything is spoiled. And so now Krishna is a little bit like shy, a little shameful. And anyhow, Krishna said, okay, Gurudev describes many more joking and playing went on. But this is Dana Chalena Bhavatim Avarudhyamanam. Krishna is doing this Dana Chalena. He is doing, Chalena means to trick someone, to cheat. But in Braj, even this tricking is sweet. In this world, if someone is tricking you, cheating you, then it leaves some bitterness. But in Braj, everything is sweet about Krishna. Even Krishna's tricking, even his cheating, everything is sweet. Madhuram, 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 Madhuram. Even his Chalena is Madhuram. And even though Radhika is now very angry, in her heart there's some sweetness, because it's like some ras is going on. Anyhow, there's some ras there. So in this way, they perform this pastime of Dan Gati. So this pastime is meditating on Dan Gati. Raghunath is praying that I want to see this. I want to see you there, because we hear how Tulsi Manjari is present there in one form and she's seeing this pastime and present there. But then as she's remembering this pastime and completely in internal absorption, then suddenly it will disappear. Like as this point came, Gurudev stopped at this point of the description. This means Tulsi Manjari is there watching the pastime. And it comes to the point where this interaction is going on. Krishna takes from Radhika and Radhika becomes more angry and they're playing back and forth. And then all of a sudden it disappears, and Raghunath again is sadhaka on the bank of Radhakund, and he begins to weep and lament and roll on the banks, Ha Radhe, Ha Krishna. And then he prays, when will I see you like this, with your eyebrows knitted and your eyes burning with anger and pride, as Krishna is playing with you like this. So this is the mood of this verse. Radhe, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to our channel down there. Share with your friends, ask a question in the comments, and check out our website, kripa.tv, for courses, to support us, and for our articles and more. Haribol.